Hello, hey girl, hey, come on in. We are doing a live podcast today, and this podcast episode has been so highly requested. The title is going to be pretty dramatic, saying, I'm broke, what business do I start? But what this is really about is even if you're adding a new income stream, and remember, self-made millionaires typically have between 3 to 4 on average income streams, multiples. So even if you're looking to add a new income stream, this is what business to start in 2024, both online and in person, okay? And it's going to be what business do I start for the least amount of overhead, the least amount of startup, the least amount of maintenance costs with the most possibilities in terms of profit, efficiency, and no cap. So that's really what this is about. But yes, if you're broke, what business do you start? Come on in, pay attention. Okay, now there are going to be 3 key words. If you are on live, you can comment these and I will send them straight to your inbox right now. If you are watching the YouTube or the listening to the podcast, you can grab these in the show notes below. But you can comment the word wealth for my free wealth identity workshop. Believe me, you're going to want this because in order for you to make this massive wealth that you want, you first have to be doing that in your mind. And you need to have a really healed money relationship, one of a wealthy woman, okay? The next word that you can comment is free. And I will send you my entire freebie vault. And let me tell you, it's good, good, good. And you have 2 resources at all times, time or money. So if you don't have money, you got the time, honey. If you don't have the time, then let's hope you have the money. Okay, so you can dive on into my entire freebie vault packed full of literally straight gold resources to help you grow your business, okay? And then the last one that you can comment is the word podcast. And if you comment the word podcast, I will send this podcast episode as soon as it's live and ready straight to your inbox, as well as my entire channel. And there is so much binge-worthy content to help you grow your business and to make massive income online. Okay, hi, my name is Randa Caraba and I have built 2 7-figure businesses. I am now on my way to building my 3rd 7-figure business. The first one I built and exited. The second one I actually am still. We're thriving here at PowHerFit. We're getting ready to launch our app 2.0 in the next 5 to 7 days. We have paid back over $800,000 to our community in terms of fitness challenge winners, empowerment coaches, affiliates, all within our community. And then I have stepped into the online educational space about a year ago, okay? And this was to help my coaches become more electric with growing and making more money and impact with their own organic content strategy. And then there were more business owners that wanted to learn this from me. And so I have 2 different paid educational containers, Digital Profit Queens, as well as Wealth Creator College. But you're going to get so much goodness here. So grab your notebook or comment the word podcast so you get this full episode, because this is a noteworthy, like, save this, probably one of the most electrical free things I've ever put out. I'm actually going to break this down into 3-part series because there are 3 main parts. Once you're done watching this podcast, this YouTube, this live video, you are going to know what your business is going to be. You are going to know who you're going to serve and who your dream client is going to be. And you are going to know your exact brand voice and the message that you are going to put out to land your first 5 to 10 paying clients, okay? So come on in. This one is absolutely electric. Now we're going to be going into part 2 of I'm broke, what business do I start? And we've already gone over the what you're gonna sell. Now it's gonna be who you're selling to, who you're serving, okay? And even if you're not broke, if you're wanting to add a new online stream, because self-made millionaires typically have close to 4 income streams, and you wanna do so in the most efficient manner in terms of the least amount of startup costs, the least amount of maintenance or ongoing costs, the least amount of like ongoing time, but like the most opportunity in terms of profit and no cap, okay? So now we're gonna be going over who your dream client is and who you're serving, okay? So you're gonna write down more P's. We're gonna write down, number 1, you are going to help people like you. So write down people like you, and I will give you a breakdown of this so you understand it. Number 2, you're going to write down people who you've helped before. And this could be for money or for free. So people who you've helped before. And then the 3rd one you're gonna write down is people who are underserved. People who are underserved. And this is gonna be your little protocol. Okay, so we've got it right here. People like you, people who you've previously helped, and people who are underserved. So the first one would be people like you. If I'm gonna put myself as an example here, This would be people who had previously maybe been doing like some crazy nutritional tactics, some low carb, some carb cycling, some fasting, and not saying they didn't have results, but they're like, I don't want to sustain like this forever. I want to get back to eating breakfast and my carbs every day. So I serve somebody with Power Fit in a way that there's food freedom. They're not cutting out any food groups, any, of their favorite foods, and they're getting multiple rest days a week because we're built on full body strength training. So there's more efficient workout time and more rest days, okay, than split training. Another thing would be like Sarah Blakely. She invented the Spanx, right? So she did not like the way that something looked over her, so she wanted to like create this perfect like under part that would suck, tuck, and push, all this stuff. So she solved a very simple problem for someone just like her, and then she went on to sell Spanx for $1 billion, I think, last year. So that is where you can help people just like you going through the pain that you have been through, or the issue that you've been through. Now, the people who you've helped before. The best way I can break this one down, I don't know if any of you know Alex Hormozy, but I'm a huge fan of following his education, and I use his school platform for Digital Profit Queens. But he said the first ever amount of money he made as any type of like entrepreneur, and now he's like serial entrepreneur, literal. But way back when he was in the gym, and he just looked fit because he was fit. And so someone in the gym came up to him and was like, can I pay you to help me with my food? So they met at a pizza place. He like gave her kind of tips on grocery shopping, some of the recipes that he was using, and then she wrote him a check and just slid it to him. So he did not sell her on anything. He was just helping her, okay? But then she paid him, and he's like, wow, like I could make money doing this. So there have probably been people that you have helped either for money or for free in the past. What do people come to you for? What are they like, can you help me with this? Like, you're really good at this, or you know how to do this. Can you help me with this? That would be helping people who you've helped before. Now, the third one is people who are underserved. So this one's gonna really kind of get much more into like market breakdown of where you're located at. Like maybe there's not enough people that are doing like at-home swim lessons. And you realize this, so you're like, I'm gonna learn how to do at-home swim lessons because no one in my town is offering this, okay? Or if it's like online education, you realize that no one's putting together like how to build your own at-home swim lesson business. And so because that's really not out there much, you're gonna build that. Now, is that the same as like having your own pain, your own passion, your own like previous work that you've done, or is this helping like people like you or people that you've helped? No, but this is much more like a safe bet in terms of like what is needed in the market. Now the thing here is typically if you're getting in a business like this or people that do this, they typically want more of like the money, the income payout versus all like the passion and all of that. And I'm someone, my husband and we can differ a little bit, but I like to really lead from the heart and the brain and the soul, and I'm like fully invested in those that I'm serving, right? My husband will take a deal just because it's a great black and white numbers and, just do the deal. So this kind of comes down to personal preference, how you like to lead, how involved you want to be in your business, what type of relationship you want to create with the people that work for you, that you serve, and different things like that. Because hey, I do have some business investments where it's not very people oriented, and it's just like kind of more black, white, coming down to money. But there are some, like if I'm giving my time in building these resources of fitness programs, nutrition programs, social strategy programs, wealth mindset strategies, where I'm helping my coaches and my clients, and I'm really invested, I want to have a relationship with them. So I really like to choose something that, again, has more of my own previous pain, my own heart, my own soul, my own purpose, things like that. So again, people who are underserved is great. And hey, maybe this actually fits like a passion project of yours, but it's great to look at like what is missing where I'm living or locally where I'm at, or even in the online education space, and how can I go in and step for that. And I promise you, there's not enough online virtual assistants. That's why I made sure to say that is one of the best online businesses to get into, okay? Now, when you are actually listing out who your dream client is. If you are in Digital Profit Queens or Wealth Creator College, you know that I actually make this very broken down for you. And your dream client, you know her like the back of your hand. You know 6, 7 big things about her. You know what drives her. You know what her desires are. You know what her fears are. You know what her current life is like. You know what life is like after she's done business with you. But here, this is just kind of like a free thing where I don't want to overwhelm you. So we're just going to say that your dream client needs to have at least 3 things. So you can't just say, I help women. That's so vague and so umbrella term that then no one feels like, oh, well, she really helps me. You know, it's like, why help women? You can't just say, I help busy moms. Nope, we need at least 3 things. If you can say at least 3 things, then we're niched down enough. Now, let me tell you, as much as you want to speak to one person, this doesn't mean you're only going to sell her on one thing. Keep in mind, I have my singular dream client that I sell to, but I sell her on a PowHerFit membership. I sell her on a nutrition education. I sell her on fitness programs and challenges within PowHerFit. I sell her on becoming an affiliate or a coach. I sell her on social strategy, digital profit queens, my individual classes, Wealth Creator College. So I can have my singular dream client and she's going to purchase from all these things from me in a perfect world because she'll continue to elevate up with me. So that's where we build out an entire like timeline suite or a timeline offering within our business. But that's kind of like more advanced in my paid offerings. Okay. So you need at least 3 things to nail down. So if it's like, I help busy moms who are, their children are, 10 plus and they're kind of learning to like navigate this new world where they kind of have more time to themselves. So I'm helping them figure out, what online education they can put together that they've been through, we need at least 3 things. Like I help 35-year-old men who are having a problem elevating up in the workforce and different things. So we need 3 things because if you just have 2, it's not enough. Now, again, I go a lot more specific in this in my educational spaces where you'll have this whole like breakdown of your dream client where you're like filling out all this stuff with market research protocol. Okay. But the more that we can choose just 3, age, gender, profession, problem, desire, we need at least 3 things of knowing who we're serving. And we're breaking this down from people like you, people who you've helped, or people who are underserved. What is this client looking like? Like about what age, what demographic, what is he or she like desiring? What pains do they have? Okay. Now, I know that you may think, if I only speak to one person, I am limiting how much money I can make because I can help so many. And let me tell you, this is like, I fought it forever. My clients fight it with me. I still have some that I'm like, you're electric, but you're still not speaking to your singular dream client. And the more that you can speak to a singular dream client, the more that when you speak, someone's like, oh my gosh, she's speaking straight to me. Versus like umbrella of like, hello to the masses. I can serve you on my time management resource that is so vague and broad and just about time management across the board that it's $9, $10, $11, $12. But if I can get more specific on who I'm serving, then you can actually charge more for your things. And you're going to get that, oh my gosh, she's speaking straight to me because you are. Okay. And let me tell you, I did this in one of my classes the other day. I'm like, my dream client, even though she's so broken down in, market research protocol, I literally know. I know my dream client like the back of my hand. Everything about it. But I have so many people that come into my world as my dream clients and they look very vastly different. And they don't all literally identify with exactly this singular dream client, but they identified with something of that singular dream client for that, oh my gosh, she's speaking straight to me vibe, okay? So again, the more that you speak to a singular dream client, the more specific you get in what you're selling so you can charge more because you're solving a more specific problem and you get that, oh my gosh, she's speaking straight to me. Because big umbrella, like I help busy moms, get out of here. Like that's not working anymore. I help people lose weight fast. That might have worked in 1985, but that doesn't work anymore. Like literally, we have trust issues. Who's going to believe that you're going to help a busy mom lose weight fast? And just because you put that out there, that's going to be it. No, we're going to have to get a little more specific and broken down into who we're serving and have some like proof of what we do. People have gotten smart, so you got to get even smarter with who you're serving, what your message is, okay? So again, I was kind of telling you, if you just had like a regular time management worksheet, again, you could charge $9 to $15 for it. But if you're like, here's a time management worksheet for gym owners who want to capitalize on scheduling for efficiency that's going to save them $500 a week on employee cost and yada, 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 this easily becomes a $1,500 item. Because if you're saying and putting a guarantee that it's going to save them $500 a week on employees with the scheduling that you have because you've been a gym owner before them, then that easily became a $1,500 item that the business owner will pay for because it'll pay for itself in 3 weeks and then they'll be saving money, right? Now, we've gone over the what and we've gone over the who. So this is where this mini series is going to go into part 3.